Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Australian Esports League High School competition for Rocket League. I'm Mendrix, and gracing us with his presence. Ooh, see what I mean? Even now, as his aura is beginning to affect me, is none other than the illustrious former mate. How are you going?
Good to be back. Had a bit of an extended trip, you know. I keep missing out on these events because of lame excuses like going overseas, but we're back now. We're here, and just in time for the playoffs.
Oh, perfect timing, right, mate? You came in at the perfect time. And of course, we're going to be starting with Division 1's Phoenix Red versus Scots College Gold, so that's going to be good in that sort of sense. But before we do start, let's give some love to our sponsors.
Yeah, of course, events like these would not be possible without the love and support from AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Power up your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play. And Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au.
Beautiful stuff indeed. And with that there, we do have the teams ready to go. Like I said, it's going to be Phoenix Red up against Scots Gold. So I think we do have everyone sort of waiting in the background. We're just going to make sure that they're in position and we'll jump on into the action. I'm very excited about this because, of course, like you said, it's playoffs now. This is going to start deciding the ultimate outcome of the competition across the board. So it'll be interesting to see how they do play it out, whether the culmination of all their efforts comes to fruition or if people crack under the pressure.
And this is going to be a big one to start off on as well. It's Div 1, our 4th versus our 5th seed. So in theory, our tightest quarterfinal matchup. And realistically for me, the quarterfinal matchup, almost more important than the semifinal. Not more important, but almost there, just because you win this matchup, you guarantee at least 2 more series, either in the grand final or in that 3rd place match. So it's not only win and in, but it's lose. Your day is done before the finals as Ahmed gets the first goal.
Yeah, just a nice little jump in on the end there as well. Managed to pick it up, as you can see, coming on down. It was Saint that sort of set everything up, and the defense just wasn't in position for Phoenix Red, and Scots will take the first goal.
I said Ahmed because I'm trying to play the lead speak game, but it could just be a 6'7 MD. It could be a 6'7 doctor as well.
Sure, doctor. True. I mean, it's always good. Speaking of which, there you go. We've got multiple opportunities to figure this one out, but you know what? I think MD might just be the easiest way to go about it.
I like Dr. 6'7.
Dr. 6'7.
I think that's the worst way to go about it, and I think it's fun. But yeah, 2 quick goals starting off out the gate fast for Scottsdale Gold. They're going to be very happy with how this match has started. It's always interesting, though. Best of 5, you do sort of have a little bit to warm up, and it's usually not until games 3 and 4 where you expect the high schooler teams to really hit their peak. I do worry, though, because a fast start like this, sometimes it can get in teams' head, and it's tough to climb out of.
Nah, I get it in that sort of sense as well. We're going to go immediately. MD once again is coming in nice and strong. Something there, doesn't manage to get the goal in. Yeah, definitely coming in very strong indeed off the very start of it. It's not looking too good for Phoenix Red.
That's 3 goals within the first minute of play. A67MD just finding goal after goal. And if we were, you know, a bit concerned before, I'm starting to raise that red flag right here. Unfortunately for the Phoenix Red side, this is about as disastrous a start you can imagine, considering this is a knockout game.
Yeah, exactly right. It's do or die at this point in time. There's no more regulation play after this. We're moving straight into the finals at the very end. I'm doing a good job just controlling that, and we'll be left as well for us, just giving away. But you can see the goat does go straight for the demo. Just want to have to deal with all the fanciness again. Already doing a hat trick so far, so it makes sense to getting a little bit physical when you get the opportunity with MD.
Yeah, it is, and that physicality, obviously, it can throw people off. That's another good shot, but it was an own goal almost. It was a good own goal attempt. I'm a little bit crazy what just happened right there. Fortunately, defense able to recover. It would have been an awkward way to let, you know, the side of Phoenix back in this game. Instead, 3 minutes still on the clock, still hoping to see a bit of attack from Phoenix Red, and they've been on the attacking half for a bit now.
Yeah, see if we can make that work. Chippy takes it up high. stopped by MD. Not really the best spot for it to drop, but Saint does a good job to remove a bit of the awkwardness, just get it out a little bit more clear instead. Now the counterattack's on, they're coming in strong. Chippy comes through the save, plenty of boost in that pocket as well. Will immediately go for a flip reset. Can't quite land it, but it still works nonetheless, and MD gets the save.
Yeah, I think that may have been an intentional fake, and it did almost work out. You got to be careful for those. Again, when you fake that reset, it does open up the ground game, and sometimes you're just able to kind of sneak it through, especially if you get the wave dash into the ball, which is what it looked like they were going for. Unfortunately, it didn't result in a goal this time. 2:20 still remaining. Well, more fakes on the ball. That time it's a pass back. Saint there waiting to catch, wants to go to Usurf, who was in a bit of an awkward spot. Fortunately, M3 did miss it, but it's only temporarily a reprieve. Lil Prod not able to get to the shot in time.
Just continue to go through that there. You can see Surf trying to make that move across. MD in control, limited boost, but does manage to get it over one. Doesn't quite get it over Little Prod though, managing to sneak that one out away from the goal. But looking at it now, I mean, still a minute 48 seconds on the clock.
Oh.
Big shot comes through from Usurf, but unable to obviously land that one as he gets the save. Yeah, this is getting pretty tough now. We're getting to the dying seconds here. Scott's goal, of course, hasn't scored now, probably for the past 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but they've already dealt a decent amount of damage just beforehand. I mean, 3 goals already. It's becoming a tall order to make a comeback.
That said, though, I think the biggest takeaway right now for Phoenix Red is they stopped the bleeding, right? Yes, they gave up 3 goals. Realistically, a 3-goal comeback, it doesn't matter what point in the game, at higher levels, it's that much more difficult to come back from. But they didn't let this game really explode out. They finally settled. They're playing decent enough defense. So when we look ahead towards games 2, 3, possibly 4, 5 as well, I don't expect that similar hot start that we saw before. I think we are going to be getting more of that back and forth series. So there is still some good to take away from the Phoenix Red side. If they can get a goal in this final minute, that's even better. But the series isn't looking like as much of a wash as it did during that first minute of play.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you saying that. Sometimes the momentum walking into the rest of the series is just so key. If it was a scenario where it was just goal after goal after goal from Scott's goal, you'd start to get a little bit worried for Phoenix Red. But they've definitely sort of shaken off his initial first game, I guess you could say shakes that happens and gets through everyone. I don't care what anyone says, it happens from time to time. As I say, that MD will find another, so just continue to push that lead a little bit further ahead. Off the back of Saint though, Saint did a fantastic job there just to bait the defense, force them to commit. Perhaps maybe a bit of communication would have been better from Phoenix Red. Send one person, let the other person sit back in the wings and wait for the outcome of that flip reset.
That's the second goal, I think, from MD as well. That's kind of come off the back of a strong setup. So when we're looking at that next game, communication would certainly help. But just being aware that this orange side, they get aggressive when it comes to their passes. They like to set up off the backboard. They like to be right tight in there. So just little tendencies that we're noticing straight away. Ooh, near Rule 1. I don't think it was ever established, so I'm not going to get mad at anybody for breaking it. Either way, Scott's Gold takes game 1, 4-0. A comfortable win. However, that after that first minute of play, things did look a lot better for Phoenix Red, so I don't see this being a sweep just yet.
Yeah, we have to wait and see what happens or what is going to be the response coming through from Phoenix Red when they do jump into game number 2. You know, now as we come back to our beautiful faces there, we can have a quick look, of course, at the scoreline and just simply say, hey, you know, 683 from MD, 4 goals. All of them actually didn't put 2 away, put 4 of them away. Pretty impressive stuff from MD, just being at the right place at the right time. If this was Blue Lock, they'd talk about luck being a thing and definitely had Lady Luck shining on them at that moment or in that particular game.
The great thing about Rocket League is there's really nothing left to luck at times. So you might call luck. A lot of people might call it luck. I'm going to call that one game sense and skill and just knowledge of what, you know, everyone was going to do, even if they were a bit lucky in some of their predictions. But we'll see how this next game does play out. A fair bit of pressure now on Phoenix Red, not just to win this game, but we want to see them get on the board. Yeah. And hopefully early. If they can get that early goal, we might get a proper series on our hand. But the thing is, while the defense did eventually settle, the attack never really got going.
Yeah, you can really see it as well from the slide of Scott's goal. They're just on that point every single time. You said that. Another brilliant setup. MD doesn't miss, just knocks it away. You can see he sends that to Yusuf. It's a nice little pass, and then Yusuf knew exactly what needed to be the assignment. Another little pass right back, 1-2, I guess you could say. And Scott's goal off to a good start already.
It's so rare at this level you're able to get plays through the corner like that uncontested, and we see why it's always so important to kind of deny that setup. It just allows that perfect pass to come through. And yeah, MD, we've said it before, we're gonna say it again, the dude is great at finishing. They're great at just finding that right moment to attack. And once more as well, it should be said that Scott's Gold, when they get to the net, they play super close to their opponent's net. They like to get right up tight in it. That shot from MV looked like it got past the defenders, unfortunately not on target.
Yeah, just ended up skating past the goalpost, in the wall, and on the net. Unfortunate in that sense. MD going for a bit of a flip reset, not really getting quite the best touch, but still shot opportunity was taken and deflected. Chibi might actually have an open net here, getting over the edge, and this is what we wanted to see from Phoenix Red, like you said, getting on the board nice and early, keeping this an even match.
Yeah, that was really, really good, actually, to get themselves a bit more fired up right now. So they'll get themselves on that board, finally equalizing this up. And now what will we do with this momentum, Phoenix Red? Well, the kickoff might fall in their favor. MD just kind of waiting in the corner, is able to find the pass, but no boost on Usurf means he won't be able to take it for the shot. Instead, we'll look to go corner again. I like Chibi's positioning. It does look as if the defense is finally starting to spread out maybe a little bit for the blue side, and then, well, they get jammed ball right up in the net, kind of expected when the ball stops there.
See now, if we go up, we'll be able to at least deflect at the time being. MD gets control of it, Chibi jumps in, makes things a little bit difficult instead, and ball's a bit loose for the time being. Saint does a good job hitting it towards the wall, but we'll get it loose once again. A little prod sends it back the way of Scott's goal.
That way, trying to something that they need ball.
MD.
Yep, up
in the air. Sends it across. Chibi in position. Handle that nicely, but Saint's going to be on spot to deflect it. But it doesn't really change the outcome of what Chibi was going for. Looks to center, but it will be picked up by Saint. Coming back through again. Ball sent long and wide. It will be Phoenix Red to pick that one up. Chibi now back onto the attack. Tries to get a decent corner, looks good, beats two players, sets up a little prod. It's on target, but just a little bit too high. Maybe perhaps the second one will get there, but that last touch at the last minute sends the ball free.
Sends it free and into the corner. We're looking Saint. Pass play off their own backboard. That's always dangerous. Chibi. Oh, wasn't quite able to find the teammate, and MV pre-jumps a little too early. It was an open net, but the shot not quite going to hit its mark. More signs of life, though, coming from the Phoenix Red side. The attack's starting to come more and more alive. However, game's still on a knife's edge, and I have to remind people, this is still only best of fives, meaning if that goal goes the other way, even though we're seeing more from Phoenix Red, they can still find themselves 2 games down. Not just yet. Chibi gets the goal.
That is a huge confidence boost. That is exactly what they need as well. Chibi does a great job here, just being disciplined, getting into the right spot there, not making it too overcomplicated, and just getting a nice little lob overhead to beat most of the players, get it in, and it's exactly what they need. Get themselves in a lead position, hold that, keep this sort of same momentum that they're going where they are, being on the attack, solid defense, and perhaps they can get themselves, like you said, in a position where it's going to be one game apiece, and we can push a little further, and that's exactly what they need. Now they're really in a more comfortable position.
Yeah, I think everybody is on this red side, which is ironically in blue. They are starting to get, a bit more willing to take some shots. Obviously, that was just an open net clear from the back end. A little bit early to be realistically sending all 3 players forward, having nobody rotating back able to handle that sort of threat. As Saint nearly had a chance to make this a 1-goal game again. Unfortunately, shot goes a little bit wide, but I'm finding it interesting right now that Scott's Gold, it did look like their defense kind of broke down a bit. Now that they're feeling the pressure of playing from behind, the team looks a fair bit less comfortable.
We were talking about it before as well, where their attacks just seem to be so succinct at one point. I mean, look at it right there. They're not shy to bring up 3 members, commit, all for it as well. Saints recovered and managed to get back, so unlucky, unable to equalize in that sense. But when they do go on the attack, they do bring the full team forward, and it does put it in a bit of a precarious position where if they do manage to get deflected or bounce back, they are in prime counterattack, or very susceptible to counterattack. And that's what we've been seeing happening from Phoenix Red. These, like you said, big, clear, open nets from the back end that have managed to come through, and they just don't have an answer to it because they are bringing in a dedicated attack.
What do you think of the double reset just to give it to your opponent's open net? We'll talk about this more later. It should be and is a goal as MD wins the 50 in front of the point.
I think you're just sending a message when you do that. You're basically saying, look what I can do. Have the ball. Come at me at that moment in time. It's an intimidation tactic, Donald. You gotta have a little fun with it.
Yeah, usually I like that when you're ahead, not when you're behind. Either way, a minute to go, just under that. More than enough time for this explosive attack from Gold to possibly get something. MD is the player to look out for. They're playing setup right now. Saint rotating back when it looked like there could have been a shot. That's okay. Yusuf is still trying to create something. Ball stays above the net. Chibi wants to play it through the corner, but realize they can't with MD waiting. That's awkward defense. MD now with control. Enough boost to get it centered. Yusuf, do you have the shot? It's on. It's not in.
Oh, the GOAT managing to get back in the right position at the right time and deflect once again. MD coming through, trying to clear away the defensive line from Phoenix Red, and they've got 10 seconds to make something stick. That's big bounce from Chippy. Makes things more difficult. Will they be able to get the setup? I don't think so. You can tell right now Phoenix Red are playing a possession game. They do give it away, but I think they've managed to get it out. They've weathered the storm.
Have they though? Ball still up in the air. That last touch will secure it. Phoenix Red back in this series, tied 1-1. The tight-knit battle we were expecting from our 4th and 5th seed. Scots Gold, I still like their attack. I still think the Scots Gold attack is probably the most exciting aspect of this matchup right now. However, it really, we saw the risk and reward a lot more in that second game. The counterattacks favored Phoenix Red. That's how they got that lead and held on to it. So will Scots Gold be more aware of that in the future, or do they continue to play this aggressive style that's gotten them to this point?
I think it's just a matter of having a bit of a slight adjustment to it as well. I'm more than happy for them to continue this aggressive style, but I guess it's a matter of, hey, don't be so dedicated to that attack, right? If you're going to be playing that third man, just sit back, maybe just behind the midway line. Normally I see them well and truly past it, and that's sort of what gets them. Then also just that positioning of the vehicle. All you need to do is face it towards the side, not face it towards the goal. If there is going to be a counter attack or a deep long ball, it's so much easier just to quickly turn from that side position than it is to try and do a 180 turn.
It is. It says, well, immediate pressure coming from Gold. Yusuf, shot on, that's in. Defense just feels a little bit awkward, and Yusuf, I mean, you saw it lined up. They'll put it through. Scots Gold does it again.
Yeah, that's a bit of a tough one as well. They didn't really line up that far post and close post scenario. I feel like the GOAT should have probably just tried to pitch themselves into that close post position there a little bit better instead of going deeper into the goal. And that might have been the difference, but ultimately as well was a great setup coming across from Scots Gold, and they're being very quick now. That confidence we saw from game number 1 seems to be back into full form.
And it does. Saint backboard. Is there anyone underneath for the shot? It's actually Yusuf. Typically, you expect MD in this situation, and as the ball gets pushed to the corner, MD can't really do much with it. Saint waiting for the midfield boost, does get it in time for a challenge, keeping Gold on the offensive front, but as the ball gets elevated, the clear could be found. Oh, everybody rotating to the opposite side of the map. Nearly opened up a pathway straight down the middle. With the bump, there was almost a shot as well. Really feels like this defense is playing on a knife's edge.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, though, still maintaining that discipline in place there, but they need to get something back. I mean, it's good to have your defense sort of just holding on, but ultimately you need to get the attack back on. You need to obviously put some goals in the back of the net. That's the only way you can come out with a win. Otherwise, we'll go to overtime, and as we all know, luck always favors the more bold team, the one willing to go out there and show that initiative. And it seems to be Scots Gold at the moment.
It has been the case. As Scots Gold trying to take the initiative once again. Yusuf. Oh, that was a bit of an awkward touch. And with the demo, hold on, Hendricks. It doesn't matter how long you have the initiative. If the counterattack opportunity is there, you know Phoenix Red is going to take it. Chibi equalizes with this shot.
If MD is the king of the close range positioning, Chibi is the king of long range positioning. The amount of times this guy has found snipe so far in the series has really meant the difference in Phoenix Red. Definitely did work in game number 2, and of course has allowed them to even up this time around. I think it's just the difference in playstyle at this point.
Yeah, it really is. And I always love matches like this too, where you do get those two different distinct play styles and just seeing how they go, who forces their opponent to, you know, play into your strengths, or, you know, who is able to make the adaptation all of a sudden as you get later into a series. Now, granted, high school league, I don't really see those adaptations quite as much, but so much pressure in front of the net, nothing able to go through. Here comes Chibi now back to the other side, and this another counterattack with the reset. It's just not in.
Oh, it was looking so good, but it doesn't work for a setup, and the goat comes in and claims the goal. Jimmy with the flip reset. To be honest, if that was a little bit more well executed, probably would have gone the distance themselves. But to be honest, they did what they needed to do. They forced Scott's Gold into a bad defensive position. They were unable to obviously deflect the initial flip reset. And then from there, MV was able to come in and clean up.
And that he was. I also like the bump at the tail end as well, though. Like, even if Chibi didn't get the goal, it was the bump that further enabled it after the reset, after that setup. Just a heads-up play all around from Chibi, and the GOAT was there to finish. So once again, second half of the game, we're seeing Scott's Gold on the tail end. This attack, we know it can be dynamic, we know it can be effective, but will they be able to force that goal? It's going to start with MD. Just a lob shot down and in, and we are tied.
That was a great shot. Again, I think we said this before as well, formal game. This game is literally about the touches, and MD had the gold touch there. All it needed to be was that one. No follow through afterwards. It was on position, it was on target, and it was actually really hard to read. And sometimes you see these balls drop just a little bit sooner than you expect, and if you've already pre-jumped, that's it, you cooked.
It was the case, and now sitting at a tie game. Do we again see that counterattack? Not quite. Ball's coming back. Usurf actually going to commit to the corner. That was a risky commit, and yeah, they just wind up stuck in a Rule 1, which this time we are sticking to. So this 3v3 turns to a 2v2. Pressure coming from the red side, or well, the orange side initially. Now it's a bit more on that Phoenix red side. The GOAT, though, can't get it past MD.
How do you feel about scenarios where players purposely destroy the... what was that? Someone else from the other team breaks the 1v1, right? Or breaks the Rule 1.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. Keep
I don't like
this
it
is
either.
A 2v2.
I just wanted to be like, well, you know, technically, but here we go. They still, wait, is it still happening?
It got broken.
It got broken.
Okay,
what if the ball randomly breaks it? That's okay.
Well, if it's random, then it's random. Like, that happens. You can't really... how do you prevent it? It's random, right? You have to find your opponents like, all right, hold on, we got to relock back in. That doesn't work like that.
Well, you know, the respectable opponent would relock back in, but hey.
I've never seen a relock after it's been broken by the ball. That would be... I don't know, man. Here we go, though. MD for the lead. Drops it down in the box. No real follow-up opportunity there. Saint continues to control midfield. GOAT accidentally pushes a little bit too far forward. Can't get down the field with that touch. And with all the bumps, with all the cars in the way, it almost set up an attack for the orange side. Instead, we flip the map. 18 seconds to go. Game still tied. Next goal, match point. It could be an OT angle.
Ball comes on through. It's going to come on down. Chibi's going to be there to stop MD from pressuring further. Ball's going to bounce awkwardly. The pod's going to be there to keep it in. Saint tries to recenter it in. You can see the gate that goes there. Yusuf tries to play a little bit of interruption, some bumps in the center, but doesn't matter. We still go to overtime.
OT, here we go. This is a very important goal. Again, this series determines whether or not you're playing in a first or a third place match. If you lose it here, well, your season in term 3 is done. Of course, you know, still always turn 4. See how that goes. Shot not on. Defense back in time.
Well, MV sends it up. Yusuf, limited boost, can't really do much of it, has to let it go. MD, though, will have plenty of boost to work with. Tries to settle down from the double backboard, won't be able to find the mark. The GOAT now sends it back to the center. Bit of bump action from Saint, makes that one actually come down as well. You can see Chibi tries to get through, when able to find it. It's going to be a clash and a pinch in center. Ball goes to the backboard. It's maybe an opportunity here, not really the best one, and Phoenix Red, they take it away. A little bit of laxness in the defense ends up spelling disaster for Scott's Gold.
Yeah, that is just bang from Chibi right there, right past the defense. And again, what I like about this goal is it wasn't a counterattack. It was an established attack in a high pressure situation, and the defense just was not there at the end of the day for Scots Gold. So Phoenix Red now 1 game away. They are the higher seed coming into this too. Like they were the 4th seed against Scots Gold 5th seed. So I guess in that regards, they should be looking at the favorite, but this was the first game in the series where I feel like, yeah, they played the better overall game. They deserve to get that win. 1 away though. Pressure on Scots Gold. We'll see if they're going to be able to bounce back, but I mean, their aggressive approach, their dynamic attack, it's definitely slowed up since the opening minute of this series.
I'd love to see that play as well, just like confidence in the execution. There is a little bit of a provider that you need to have, that is, we're going to execute a play, and that play will succeed, right? You can't really start to doubt yourself if you are going to play this more aggressive play style that comes into it. And I feel that confidence has been shaken just ever so slightly as we've been continuing the series. Probably part of the reason why Phoenix Red is the preferred seed. They've got a much more disciplined, sit back, reactionary play style with just the right amount of initiative. Whereas I feel Scots Gold is just, like all gas, no brakes pretty much until something goes wrong.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, they're going to need some more of that gas right now. Opening 30 seconds, it was the Scots Gold attack, but unfortunately for them, not able to find that goal straight away. Back on the hunt, though. MV has boost, should be able to do something with it here. Found 1 gap. Lilliprod doesn't find the second. Saint keeps it forward. Chibi back, but that's an awkward touch. Saint looking for the finish. It's off the post. Follow-up touches in, and MD strikes first.
And this is what I love, no hesitation. Even if the shot just doesn't miss its climb, we've got someone else in the back corner, in the back pocket, ready to strike. MD's the one that finally finds it in the end, but it was a consistent attack with decent rotations, and they're just going for it. And I feel that is probably where Scots Gold has the best advantage. If they are pressuring, putting that out there, and just continuing those attacks back time after time, and not really allowing Phoenix Red a chance to recover. As I say that, Phoenix Red goes for a shot, just misses it out.
Yeah, that was close, but still not in. Wait for that midfield pressure. Here we go, Chibi. From underneath, the play gets bumped by a teammate, and now we're going back the other way, Mendrix. That almost was a lethal mistake right there. Very fortunate the defense was able to stop the initial attack, but again, it's Scots Gold hunting for something. They're usually so efficient. This time, though, they come up a little bit short. Or do they? Hold on. There's the goal. MD gets it.
Well, they came out short initially, but they managed to pull out the trump card towards the end there, saying a quick turnaround. You can see not too much boost inside of Phoenix Red. They hadn't quite recovered properly, and a quick counterattack turnaround from that nice little turn makes the difference. And Scots Gold looking pretty good now, looking very comfortable here in game number 4.
Yeah, this is the bounce back they were certainly looking for. 2 goals in the first minute and a half. Very game 1-esque, which they did go on to win after finding 3 early points this time. Well, the third gets stifled a little bit as they were hunting just then. Now a real chance to clear. It's the GOAT who's in the good position. We'll be able to take it up into the corner. Not a favorable bounce for the blue side, though. And it should be, again, another map flip. Or is it? Yusuf hesitates. That means Satan has to do all the challenges themselves. Nearly won it out. I'm starting to see a little bit more hesitation, though, on the orange side, though. That's the first time, and I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see Yusuf just send it.
Exactly. Well, speed of which MD does go for a send there, will be deflected by the GOAT. And I think that's normally sort of the indication that maybe things might be turning. Chibi, of course, manages to get one back right now. As you can see, comes through, beats Saint. MD comes in a little bit too hard, actually bumps Saint, and lets Chibi get that chance to be in a position to push it overhead. Bit of a rough way to give it away a goal, but Phoenix Red will be very happy to pick that one up because they want to close it out here and now. They don't want to go to a game number 5. And the GOAT, last second save, comes on through. Would have been, basically I would say that was a squishy goal. Was it squishy? Oh, no, squishy. Buttery smooth, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, squishy is, that's the squishy save. Yeah.
I mean, butter
don't worry.
Butter can be squishy.
True, and well, squishy muffins, you do put butter on muffins. Exactly. You can, and as Chibi. Nope. There's been no Rocket League player named after a scone yet, and I think we're ready for it.
It would make sense. Oh,
whoa! MG! That was a little disgusting right there. Or buttery smooth, whichever adjective you want to use. The point is the redirect off that backboard. 3-1 lead now as we are getting set up for a game 5.
Oh, that's someone who would do well with geometry right there. They immediately knew what they needed to do, followed the ball perfectly. That's a good game sense all around to obviously get the lead back a little truly in Scott's Gold's favor. Indeed, good job there. Perhaps maybe a name change to a scon of some kind before they get famous is in order.
Yo, shot down, not in.
Yeah,
oh, that could have really put the dagger in this game, but right there is MD. Again, leads that charge. Oh, that's in.
MD, definitely a player to watch out for. Look at that one there. Look shot, yep. The flip reset's perfect. It's just, you could tell they had to jump late. They knew MD was going to get it. And it was just, what was he going to do with it? It was just an immediate redirection of the ball overhead. And just unable to react in time, perhaps lacking a little bit of boost to make the challenge work. MD has been one of the most lethal doctors we've seen so far.
Yeah, he has. It's been surgical how well he has cut up some of the defense with those strikes. And now with a minute and a half remaining, the Scottsdale team, when they have that lead, the confidence really does exude from how they approach and how they play this game. It's one of those situations where that first goal is arguably the most important in the match. Minute 15 still to go. A comeback looking less and less likely by the moment. Game 5, Mandrix, in that important quarterfinal matchup. It feels imminent. It feels deserved with how these two teams are playing, and hopefully we can get ourselves a Champions Field map. We'll see. Chibi get some momentum though for our possible Game 5 excursion.
You know what? Look, getting that there, it's still possible. It's still possible. 2 goals in 58 seconds. Very durable in any game. Whether it be 1s, 2s, or 3s. We have to wait and see if Phoenix Red can make it work. I think perhaps Scott's Gold, I'm quite happy you've done enough on the attack. Probably just look to settle a little bit. I'm all for you guys being aggressive and executing on your plays, but maybe don't bring the 3-player dedicated attack. Sublime make sure that third man's got a little bit of room to work with.
I mean, obviously you want somebody back to defend, but really you could just send 1 player forward right now because MD is just fighting strike after strike.
Yeah, MD's on fire at this point in time. Goals have been really good hits as well. Just his second touches directly afterwards have always been on point. I'm finding it hard if MD plays the way they have played in game number 4 and game number 5. It's looking a little bit dicey here for Phoenix Red.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a tough bounce back game, but we saw it happen before. And not have it happen again. They lost game 1 by 3, but then they won the next 2. That's going to be the assignment for the Phoenix Red side for Scottsdale Gold. It's all about how can you maintain the momentum this time around. As Saint, double reset. Do we see 3? No, we don't need 3. We only need 2 to make it a 6-point lead.
That
or a
is
6-point game.
Fastest goal of the series as well. 2 flip resets. Almost gets the 3rd. Just one wheel missing. But you know what? I want to put us out here. I feel like we haven't been giving too much love to Saint. Hasn't been really doing much. And then here, in game number 4, just pops out the double reset. Bam, just like that. Immediately puts their name on the radar.
That was a big one. And they almost get another one off the next kickoff as well. Time will eventually whittle away, though. So it's going to be a nice win for the side of Scottsdale Gold. 1 away for both these teams. A Game 5, a deserved Game 5. A bit unfortunate that we have to send one of these teams home, but I mean, what better way to do it?
Exactly there. Look at MD, 5 goals. That's an insane amount, really. Honestly, the lion's share of everything coming across, and I agree with you 100%. Like, sending any one of them home would be a shame, but unfortunately, that is sometimes just the nature of the competition, right? If you jump into it, eventually it's going to get to that business end of the competition, and here we are. Someone has to be told, look, it's just business at this moment in time, and unfortunately, you are unable to bring the deal.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting Game 5 match. See who steps up, who's got that ice. A chance to advance to the semifinals. Granted, you will be most likely against that number 1 seed, so it's always difficult moving forward from here, but does feel like it could go either way. Initial pressure, again, favoring Scott's Gold, but they're not able to convert straight off the gate. The counterattack goes a little bit awry. Lil Prod just running out of boost at the moment where they needed it. Still, a shot comes from Chibi off the dunk, not in.
I think the good part there is they did manage to still put away a bit of boost as well, even though they went across. Chippy gets back in time to recover his little prod. Pushes the center on through, a bit of a dangerous position here for Phoenix Red. They do manage to make it work. Yusuf does push that one on through, doesn't get the best hit. MD, limited boost, will have to send that back towards the center. Saint now with a decent hit, will be challenged mid-air and ball will be forced up. Maybe we see if Scott's Gold can actually get themselves decent setup here. Go! Definitely a, what's the word? A very
mouth moment.
I mean, you know, a very, I've got so many words here, like overzealous or reckless sort of play. But you know what? If you've got the confidence, you know where you're sending the ball, it works, and that did work that time. As I say, that shot comes on, it will be deflected. Yeah, you're feeling the pressure. I'm feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Everyone should. We're over a minute in. Still no goal. That touch is awkward. Defense there to ball it out, though. Usurf gets the first. Second through traffic actually winds up going the wrong way off Usurf. So now the GOAT has a chance. Loses out that 50. MD does the lobber fall in. Not quite, but off the post there should be a shot. Usurf drops it down for MD, who is such a dangerous striker. First point goes to Scott's Gold.
And you just look at it here as well. I'm not sure how I feel about the positioning that was coming through from the defense from Phoenix Red. Both players commit to it directly afterwards. One person could have been just setting up to see that shot from MD. And again, it's just that idea of that little bit of panic, being in a bad spot, limited boost, unable to really assess the situation that ends up forcing it to be off. As I say, that the shot comes through from Saint. Not a real shot, but you get the shot credit nonetheless. Surf sends it through, no one's there. Saint might make it work. Saint will put the demo into the little prod, but it's all goes.
Go midfield. Actually goes in favor of Chibi. This seems to be a pivotal moment for the team in blue, but again, they just cannot establish a sustained attack until Usurf brings it back the other way. Phoenix Red, they've really had nothing so far on the attacking half this first half of the game, as Usurf again just controls that midfield with the lobber. It nearly goes in off Little Prod, follow-up touch as well. Not quite where it needed to be. So 2.5 minutes to go, and to me, the biggest storyline right now, Phoenix Red, they have 0 shots on target, Mendrix.
Yeah, this is getting to be a little bit disastrous. As that Saint goes in for a shot, ends up deflecting it off the back wall. Once again, Scott's Gold really in control of that attack and just keeping the pressure here onto Phoenix Red, really limiting their opportunities. Chibi just hesitated ever so slightly there. I thought they could have got to the ball first and maybe created an opportunity. And these little micro errors or micro hesitations are starting to add up and really cause a bit of an effect here for Phoenix Red.
Yeah, it has been, and unfortunately for Phoenix Red, well, maybe they can get something finally happening now, but that's 2 defenders parked back there, each with boost. It leads to an easy clear. Lil Prod might get something, but the ball goes right over their head. Nearly a 2-goal lead. Saint shot just not on target. And hopefully, for Scott's Gold, that's not a shot they're going to want back. It should be a 2-0 lead.
It will be cleared. MD gonna set up here again, just jumps onto it. She doesn't make a move.
Oh.
It's on target, but just misses out once again. Just a lot of dangerous opportunities coming across for Scott's Gold, unable to convert, which is keeping Phoenix Red in the game. But at this moment in time, you feel like they are sort of dragging their feet every single time to get possession of the ball.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case, as MV is going to clear from that midfield defense. Saint gets the first touch, but MV is already there. Midfield back and forth. Ball slowly bouncing towards the net. Caught by MD. Looking for the clear. Chibi finds it through traffic. 1 minute to go. These saves are all well and good, but they've got to get on the attack. It's in another counter goal. Not this time. MD's there for the save.
Yeah, MD recovered that one well. That was a brilliant attack coming through from Chibi. Has been time and time again. Of course, it was a great pass beforehand as well. Little Prod, let it go. Perhaps I thought that was going to go away to one of the other members of Scott's Gold, but they didn't come to it now. Little Prod will send it up. Saint will get a touch. Chibi, another brilliant shot, but MD once again deflecting. MD's not just a good striker, he can definitely turn on that defense when needed.
That he can with 30 seconds to go. Here's an opportunity. Chibi and Lil Prod get in each other's way a bit. Saint able to clear it out. Chibi doesn't want to go for the challenge. They leave it for the GOAT, who takes a shot off the backboard. Is it a pass? Is there someone there? No, not quite. 12 seconds now. A double commit on the tonk. And all of a sudden, it could be a counter the other way. That might have been it, Mendrix.
They've got 4 seconds left as we do go into it, and you can see Scott's Gold keeping the ball here. They don't want to, they're quite happy to keep the corner, sending it straight down, and they're going to take that win.
Scott's Gold get it done in 5. They won game 1, 4, and that pivotal 5th. Phoenix Red, the attack just never got going in that final match, and it's got to be a little bit heartbreaking for them, but for Scott's Gold, they advance. We may be seeing them again later today, but it's crazy how hard they had to fight back into that series, and for such a dynamic attack to win that game 5 1-0 shows how tight it got at the end there.
Oh, it was literally a nail biter, and it's because it was a hard-fought battle. Well deserved again, like really keeping the line, keeping that discipline as well. I think they were, the thing was, like, the biggest criticism we had for them was that lack of defense, and they turned it absolutely back on for game number 5. That really was the change there, and we've been sitting and saying, yeah, their attack's great, their attack's great. I'm not sure about that defense, and then they ended up showing us what they actually can do when they do lock right on in. But with that being said, Formal, we will go to a quick break. Of course, we do have plenty more games to bring you today, and we'll get those sorted out. Grab yourself a drink, and we'll be right back. And we are back with the Australian Esports League high school competition for Rocket League. Now we continue to push along with the competition with playoffs, and Division 1 still continues to be the play. The PCC pinches up against Ashdale. Formal, any thoughts on this one?
I mean, I'm really keen for this. A semifinal matchup, our second versus our third seeded team. Obviously, these matchups are always bangers. It could be another fiver, and I don't know. I'm curious how these players are feeling right now. They know they're one step away from a grand final appearance, one step away maybe for that shot at redemption as well against the team that could have swept, assuming they win it out. But we are going to be doing both of our semifinals too, so we could see an upset in that next series. Who knows? I wouldn't call this one an upset even if it goes either way.
Yep, completely understand what you're saying. It's still pretty close. It's still too close to call at this moment in time, and I do believe the teams seem to be in position there. I'm just going to double check to make sure of everyone before we do jump in. I don't want to make sure we're missing too much, but I think everyone is there, so we'll be able to jump into the action shortly, and I can see everyone jumping on in now. So I'm going to jump into game. Let's get on into it. Ashdale up against the PCC pinches. And like you said, too close to call at this moment in time, but of course we've always seen, especially with Ashdale, they can do some pretty impressive stuff there, especially the likes of the Winter and Blue Ninja and Humphrey.
Yeah, I mean, when we watch this team, I feel like Winter has kind of been that standout performer. Blue Ninja's had moments as well, but my eyes are on Winter in this one. Even if we are, kind of moved on into spring at this stage, I still expect a big performance from Winter. However, when you look at that other side as well, I mean, it could go a lot of different ways. T has been someone who has had strong performances in the past. They could be that playmaker in this matchup in the best of 5 series. Both these teams have already played a quarterfinal, so we are expecting them to be a bit warmer out the gate. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Real as well works well with ASD. So there's been a lot of things we've seen from both of these teams in terms of really bringing to it. It's already been 1 minute. No one's managed to put one away just yet. There's been a decent amount of ebb and flow and counter-attacks on each side. So both teams feeling each other out. It's not one of those things where it's going to be just one person absolutely dominating the same way through. Definitely a little bit of a lax in the action, but it's all controlled. They all have a reason and a meaning for it.
And it is, as we do see the pinch. Friel still gets a touch on the ball. They want to play another one off that side while from underneath. Where can Friel go? Pass down, not there. Instead it's T looking to challenge Winter, but they come up short. As they look to play that one into the corner. Winter looking to stay with it here. Okay, what's the go on Spud? Are we just going to call him his club name Spud?
No, working at ASD works, don't you think? Or do you
Sure,
want Spud?
either works.
I feel like ASD.
ASD is like, I guess, more his name, but Spud's more fun. Humpley, though, doesn't care. They're just going to score the goal over the top of him to make this a 1-0 game.
And we're talking about looking at Winter there, being the setup there. What a brilliant way to go about it. Chooses to sort of center it a little bit higher than usual, which makes it hard for the defending side. Of course, it's always hard to defend from the backboard, let's be perfectly honest there. You kind of really need to be on point, and ends up not being the case, and Humpley puts it away.
Yeah, they were able to find that first goal. Here we go, another opportunity. This time it's Blue Ninja, 2-0 lead, less than 2 minutes into the game one.
Yeah, Humpley doing a great job sending the ball the whole distance, and Winter once again finding that backboard redirect. It just makes it so important that you are there to deflect it in the relative position you want it to go, rather than in letting the opposing team dictate that bounce. It's definitely a tough one to defend against. It seems to be a bit of a bane here for the pinches at the moment.
Yeah, it really has been, and well, we could be seeing another one looking to get set up. Blue Ninja gets that ball to midfield where Humpley will find the pass forward to Winter. Down over to Humpley again. The lob shot will be caught by Farrell, but it's Blue Ninja who wants to finish a double touch. No, not there. Leaves it for Humpley. Shot straight down the middle. Again, the defense makes the save, but there's just been no momentum, no ground to be taken back. Finally, the ball gets pushed to the corner, but Winter with boost, with a reset nearly, doesn't quite get the shot. The counterattack is on. Blue Ninja has to find the save. It's a good touch from ASD. There's the shot, and there's the equalizing goal. Yeah, well, not equalizing. Sorry, they're still down 1. Still down 1.
Well, I mean, exactly. Yeah, they're still down 1 for the time being, but what a way to actually save it there. Like you said, they do manage to weather the storm for time. Like, that was a tougher one, right? Again, Winter sort of set that into motion, getting that touch with the backboard, and it just felt like the pinches were completely on the back foot, but the pinches did a good job holding on and then finding that counter-attack. ASD, of course, managed to take that distance, and a bit of confidence is starting to already play off a little bit there. You can see now they're trying to force another attack if possible. ASD swans to the sky. Blue Ninja needs to slow it down with T there. Maybe another opportunity. Hopefully deflects it, but it's still in a dangerous spot.
Very dangerous, at least for the time being. Blue Ninja will get it off to that side. Friel doing what he can to turn it again onto the attack. Humphrey there waiting. Super patient, slightly reactive defense coming from the blue side, which is what you kind of want to see. Winter now, oh, they would have loved to find Humphrey. Instead, they take it themselves. Ball's going to kind of pop up awkwardly. Not a lot of boost, but still finds the perfect pass. Nearly the shot. That was so close to something magical.
Yeah, it was almost a shot into a dunk. Just like an immediate first touch from Winter after the pass would have been amazing, but unfortunately unable to make it work. T now gets a touch into that one, sends it to the far side on the back wall. Blue Ninja gets it out pretty easily. Friel unable to get the touch into that one, but it's still going to be a bit of a back and forth now as well. Winter is going to get the full boost here, take it the distance, see what he does with it. Chooses to play a bit of a different game, tries to fake down, doesn't really get the best response in maybe a dangerous position, but opportunity taken there by the PCC pinches. Ball continues to be in the favor of Ashton.
And that it does as we come across that midfield line. Blue Ninja wanted to go up the sidewall, but gets pressed immediately. Shot from T, it's in, and we're tied now with 46 to go.
These counterattacks from the pinches have been absolutely deadly. Really good challenge coming across there, and then T, right place, right time, right touch. Humpley couldn't even react at that moment in time. You can see they tried to get there, but two apiece, and this is looking like it might be a series.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely setting up like one. It's definitely that back and forth attitude you'd expect from a semifinal, and sometimes those are the mistakes that can cost you. Weird double commit. Winter has to burn everything just to lose out on a challenge. It's all on Humphrey now to go midfield, but you saw in the background the pressure that Winter was applying in that opposite corner. Took two defenders with him. That means the counterattack definitely lacking. 20 seconds left, overtime more and more likely.
You push forward here as well. 15 seconds on the clock. Winter looking to set up once again. Tries to go for the bump, but Friel will be able to get there first. Humphrey looks to pass it. He's actually just sent towards the backboard. It's going to go over. He grabs the boost for their trouble, and yeah, I feel like that overtime is now coming.
Yeah, I just really feeling, I mean, obviously at 0 seconds, yeah, ball's going to hit the ground. So a game one overtime in this semifinal. Couldn't ask for much more. You see these teams. Big question, though, will the comeback be completed for the Pinchers? They'd love to make it a 2-goal comeback to start this one off. T had the pass to the defender. ASD, deep clear. Can they follow it up? Oh, instead they settle midfield, slowing it down. ASD, ooh, awkward-ish touch. And off the bump, we go back the other way.
T now going to be challenged by Humphrey. Thinks to get the win, but the ball goes loose. Real limited boost. Nice little backwards touch. We'll send it back the other way. Maybe an opportunity for Pinchers to press the attack. Winters lobs it overhead. Says to Humphrey. Goal net's open for the time being, but Friel will recover. Winter goes in again. Ball's going through. It bounces so close, but it just doesn't go in, and they manage to get it out.
Oh, that was, again, a nervy moment, but the Pinchers somehow survive, and they've got away with a couple of those now. As Winter again looking to lead that charge. Ball through the corner. Humphrey a little bit too far back. Realistically follow up straight away, but there's just no boost on the orange side. So even this attack, it just feels destined to fail, yet they still are making it work. They're still creating space. Oh. No way! It's a no boost attack and it wins the game.
Oh, look at that. Just comes through like you said. No one's got any boost. He's got a little bit there, but look at this. His touch just slots through two players, makes it through the edge there, and it ends up being the Pinchers who take away game number one.
Wow, what a way for the Pinchers to put that one. A 2-goal deficit. They fight back. They get the game one win. And I would argue for a majority of that series, it did feel like Asheville may have been that stronger team. I mean, look at the shot differential, 10 shots to 6. However, it was the latter half where the Pinchers came alive. They get the game one victory straight into game two right now. This will be interesting to see how it plays out. Ashdale, I still kind of put them as a slight favorites, but now they got to come from behind.
Yeah, it means they do have to work a little bit harder. I agree with you. I feel like just the way that they've been attacking, the way they control the ball, the fact that there's been a few more precarious situations that the Pinchers, let's be honest, they got away with it, right? that means that those will probably happen again, and most likely we will not get away with it this time around. So good job for the pitchers, of course, to capitalize on the momentum, and hopefully they can keep this form and perhaps change what we're saying or we're feeling in the matter. But Ashdale, they're going to have to work a little bit harder if they want to take this series.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. Winter, that first 50 comes up a little bit short. ASD able to get to the safety corner where T was waiting, and now T just outpacing Humpley to get on this attack. Late flick, though, was red. ASD catches it midfield. They also go in a bit more solo with it. The solo air dribbles not working out. Here comes the counter. Shots just in, Mendrix, and it's 1-0 for Humpley.
Yeah, that's a beautiful little hit there from the 12. Winter just puts it up, and Humpley knew the assignment. Just no room for error. Had to touch. T tried to get there, but the boost was limited. And like you said, Humpley with a beautiful counter attack will bring that away, get Ashdale back on board for game number 1, or sort of game number 2, and see if they can actually push this towards the win. Because that's great momentum here to have in the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, it is a good start, but I mean, you have to remember how it started last game. Oh no! Oh no! Well, you know, one of our AEL Elite Series players, Moldy Shoe, was asking for all of the best own goals OCE has. That one from Blue Ninja might make its way up there. Very awkward touch, and now we're looking at a 1-1 game.
Quickly at the Moldy in that sort of scenario, but we'll see if that comes back to haunt them, or if it's just going to be a slight obstacle in game number 2. T, of course, gets the credit for that goal, so they'll be happy with that shot from Winter. It's going to be deflected by ASD. Or Spud. Just continues to go across there as well. Blue Ninja tries to get over limited boost, but will have to force for real and take it to the back door. They've got limited boost as well themselves as they bring it back down to the side. Winter, this is looking like it's a dangerous spot. They managed to get it to be across the net, but too much pace in that ball will send it flying.
And an orange trail. I didn't really see you hit it right there, but it actually turned out to be a very good clear from behind. Either way, here comes, well, T. Really able to stay on the play. Winter would have loved Humpley to push forward. Instead, it's going to have to go solo. They get that midfield boost, but immediately lose possession. Or do they set up Humpley? No bump, no goal. I loved that attack. Pressure still coming off the backboard. This time, though, T is able to get underneath, and we stay tied halfway through this second game.
Well, Blue Ninja, I feel like they sort of mistouched there a little bit. Didn't quite get the effect they wanted. But Winter's trying to see if they can get a cross available or a center on Ian. Not going to be the case. Blue Ninja needs to get there. Will be able to stop ASD from pressing the attack. Winter now passes to Blue Ninja. It's going to be a shot, but it's going to go a bit too far. Backball will send it completely to the side. Goes well and truly to the center and will be cleared.
Yeah, cleared momentarily back and forth. You do see ASD actually a bit of space to work with, but without the boost, again, might not matter. These boostless attacks have been so effective. T takes the lead.
Oh. ASD, look at this Humpley, just, those ones hurt. They hurt. You think you're on the right trajectory, you think you got the right thing, and to be honest, it is a game of inches and miles. That slight mistouch in the controller on the keyboard just sends you to the wrong area. You completely whiff the ball, and of course, these sort of things happen. Obviously, you don't want it to happen here in such a jaw-dying moment in the competition, but nonetheless, you have to roll with the punches and the pinches. Not only up here at the moment in time in goals in game number 2, but also up in the series so far. That's a dangerous proposition for ASD. Does a good job to get it away. Oh, they do like playing with fire, the pitches.
Yeah, I mean, it has been scary defense without really any attackers. Finally, Humpley shows up, so the game will get tied, but just a real inability to clear the ball for those 30 seconds right there. Kind of odd to see from the pinchers. They do get punished for it, and once again, we're entering those final 100 seconds with a tie game.
I'd be interested to see if we do go to another overtime. I mean, 2 overtimes like back-to-back. Pretty impressive here, especially in finals, really showing us that the teams have been growing at an immense rate. I mean, to be honest, looking especially at the pinches, they're definitely just playing a little bit faster, a bit quicker from when I saw them at the start of the season. It's a real growth session for them as well. Ashdale as well, just improving each time I do get to see them. So it's really great to see these players grow in real time from turn to turn.
Humpley now looking to set something up. Ball down, not in. Couldn't quite get that touch. T unable to find the clear yet either. Still a minute to go. And it feels like overtime realistically has started now as Winter from underneath the play. What a pinch! Oh, read that perfectly, Winter. 3-2, 134 kph on that strike.
Yeah, just saw it immediately. Pops that one right on in. Beautiful stuff there coming across from Winter. And we said we need to look out for what Winter does, performs, and definitely delivered at that moment in time. Now, with a minute left, Ashdale have the lead. We said they need to work a little harder if they want to take this series, and they definitely are putting in the work.
That they are, and it's looking like we should be seeing a game 3, well, guaranteed game 4, a tied series, or is it? Ball coming off the roof, doesn't quite find that corner, and oh, teammates getting in each other's way a little bit. Shot winds up, not on target, half a minute still to go, but time running out for the Pincers.
That's it. Gets control of the ball, decent amount of boost, gets over. Is that everyone? It's just clear. Oh, AST gets back just in the nick of time. Manages to bump that ball to safety, but that was looking very menacing at that moment.
Like T though, punishing Humpley for the backtrack shot, not in. ASD nearly has it, and a desperate double commit with no boost. Should smell the end of this game. Blue Ninja doesn't put it in the net though. So with one last attempt, Winter's going the wrong way. Winter's got to get this ball on the ground. They try to pinch it underneath. Ball can't stay alive, and Ashdale wins game 2.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those moments where Winter was going the wrong way, but Winter knew what they were doing. They had a plan in mind, and they were definitely just trying to bring it straight to the ground. Real crazy stuff here as we do even up the series, and great to see that these finals, these playoffs, really are going down to the wire. Each one that we bring to you.
Yeah, the thing about that one though, that again, Ashdale deserved that win through and through, and I still think Ashdale looked strong for majority of the first series as well. But yeah, they outshot their opponents. They had more pressure. It's still crazy to me that the Pincers are finding ways to get goals on 0 boost. That still has me concerned. But outside of that, I'm really liking how Ashdale's been playing this game. As what is happening here?
Ooh, game. Just gonna see what the dealio is. We'll just keep it, obviously on our side here. See if we can find out what's going on. Then if they jump on into it. Oh, here we go. Nope, they're coming back. It was just a momentary lapse for more, so it's all good. The series will continue. There's no problems here.
Yeah, we'll see as everyone is back. Probably a bit of a car swap. Here we go. How will this play out? Look, teams are feeling pretty calm again. Normally, I don't comment much on what they type in that chat, but I can say right now, both teams in a very relaxed state, and I kind of feel again the nervy game is the quarterfinal. Because you get through that quarterfinal, you're guaranteed at least 2 more matches, right? Even if you don't win this series, you still have that 3rd place game. A little less nervy here. Obviously, both these teams still want to win, but both sides very calm considering the stakes of this one.
That's probably the right mantra, the right set of mind to have as well. You don't want to be overstressing these things as well. Of course, you want to come and put your best performance, but at the same time, thinking too hard can sometimes spell disaster as well. They say the road to ruin is paved with good intentions. Blue Ninja tries to settle that one down. We'll go towards Humpley that takes control once again. Winter continues to press the attack, going into the backboard, but a bit far and wide. T now steps towards the center. Winter can't quite get the touch, and once again we do have a setup from Humpley. Humpley's just been so dangerous when they do get the ball in that position. I'm always a bit scared for the pinches when I see
Winter
coming in.
Winter. Oh!
What
You see it coming right away with that first touch. Such a good first touch. And yes, control from that point moving forward, earning all the boost. But yeah, it was the first touch that set it up from Winter, just catching it and holding it in place. Fantastic read. 1-0 lead.
Well-deserved lead of that one. As we say, that T comes in, strikes hard and fast, but Winter will recover it and get back in time. Ninja also gets the beat, sends it very far downfield. T, a little bit of an awkward save. Winter chooses to go back towards the corner, perhaps go for a better center. Beats one player, but just chooses to let it drop towards Ninja. Ninja's got plenty of boost here. This is an opportunity. One for preset. He uses it. Read by ASD.
That is still looking good as Winter nearly gets that shot. Doesn't find it. Humpley now. Oh, looking for the pinch down underneath. Finds Blue Ninja! And it's a 2-point advantage for Ashdale.
Oh, I could just hear that in the comms going like, I've got control. I'm underneath. Let me go. Let it go. And there's a beautiful little finish there going across from Blue Ninja and Ashdale. I think we've said this before. We feel they are the better team on paper. Obviously, the pinches came up top early, but now it's really starting to feel like Ashdale is showing us not really the lore of it now, not the theory.
Yeah, I mean, that is good to see as more defense coming in through the clutch right now. Ashdale just kind of parking that bus in the net. Humpley will be the one to clear it back out. However, it is looking like Ashdale has really got themselves a lot more settled. I do agree on that front. And then, well, as soon as you say a mistake is made, T is going to punish. It's a 1-goal game.
There you go. All right, that's fine. Let's see that goes across there. I'm quite happy with the pinches to pick this up. To be honest, I'd love the pinches as well to even win this as well against Ashdale. I'm all here for the underdog story when it comes across, but Ashdale, I feel like I'd be a little bit disappointed with the way that we've sort of been seeing them play if it ends up not going their way purely because of these little mistakes that just seem to be capitalized time and time again. But it goes towards the pinches just being so capitalistic. Seeing those mistakes and immediately jumping on them just goes to show that you do need to be careful. You need to be switched on at all times against the pinches.
That you do. I mean, really, it should be always the case. Humpley, though, finds a setup through the corner, makes this a 2-goal game, and just when he thought maybe the pinchers were clawing back into game number 3 here, yeah, just cool, calm, and collected. Humpley had full boost, didn't even need to use it, had the momentum from the back line, carries it all the way through. 2-goal cushion once again.
2-goal cushion. It's not the best cushion, but it is a cushion nonetheless. Winter keeps control. Flip resets into flip resets. I don't like to do that, but goes the distance, but doesn't really quite get the effect of setting up a possible attacking position for real. It's not gonna go. Ninja tries to jump onto it, won't get it. Winter though is gonna seize on the loose ball as it goes high, and will put another one in. And now that a 3-goal cushion. Now that's a real cushion.
That is. Yeah, we kind of upgraded right from, that sketchy motel to the Hilton. Now you're getting the good cushions with that 3-point lead. They're looking very good. 4-1 advantage. And let's add another. Let's upgrade. Let's get the luxury suite, Mendrix, because it is just point after point going the way of Ashdale.
This one has got fresh cases on the cushion, right? So it's like everything's good there. I was trying to go for something, didn't really.
Bamboo. It's the bamboo. It's like the bamboo.
It's like a
pillowcases and sheets.
It's like one of those unique special cushions where you think this shouldn't be a cushion, but we're in the fancy part of this now where it's more designer-esque and crazier things happen.
Honestly, I've gone bamboo for my sheets and pillow cushions, and I haven't looked back. It's so nice.
Really? Is that much of a difference?
Oh, it's so good. It's worth. That's all I'm saying. It's worth, especially if it's worth. I'm very picky about my beds.
Like stripped down bamboo and then obviously
I think so. I'm not even sure, but it's just, it's like bamboo fabric and it's lovely. 1 minute to go this one though, and with the 5-1 lead, it is looking like game 4, Ashdale heavily favored, and I gotta be honest, outside those couple counterattacking goals or those no boost moments, it has felt like Ashdale's series, and I'm gonna have to need to see a dramatic either decrease in performance or increase in performance on the opposite side for this one to go the other way.
Yeah, if you just sort of change your opinion on how it's going. I mean, look, 5-1, you kind of expect it now that Ashdale is really grown into the series. They're warmed up, they're ready to go, they're locking in. That's another brilliant shot. Team will handle it. It's one of those ones that's a bit awkward. If you jump too early, you will miss the ball. T tries to get around onto it, but then sort of pull it away. And you can see there just seems to be that little bit quicker on the ball. Like even if they're out of position when it comes to their general spacing and their formation, it doesn't matter because they're just so much quicker to jump on and get the ball back and keep control. That they can do these sort of things where they just sort of possess the ball the entire time around. Like, possession has been really key for them.
It has been, and I mean, possession usually is the key to winning out in series when it's all said and done. So Ashdale now up 2-1 in the series. Obviously, still one more game before they secure that trip to the final. And last time, well, if you go back to last series, this is where things did turn around in the past. So I definitely don't want to call it yet, but where that last series felt very tight, this game 3 felt very dominant by Ashdale.
Yeah, it was a complete flip of it there as well. And I think when it comes to looking at the pinches, it's just a matter of them really being solid in that defense. They've been so good at punishing Ashdale when they do make the mistakes, and those mistakes have been coming through. It's just as Ashdale begins to, sand down, polish up on all those little bits, they just sand down those rough edges. It gets very difficult to find those opportunities as the pinches, and they do need to, like you said, increase their performance that little bit so that they can find those opportunities with Ashdale playing so clean.
Yeah, it's been a good performance from Ashdale, and now it's going to be a big comeback from that opposite side. Here we go. Game number 4, almost T with power off the kickoff. Now we're coming back the other way. I'm starting to worry, though. Is the focus still there for Ashdale? Can they go 3 in a row? Because the chat, again, I'm not going to go into the specifics, but the chat didn't sound as focused on the game maybe as I would like here going into game 4.
You know what? It's going to remain a mystery for the audience watching there.
Oh, no, they're good. They're good. Oh, am I kidding? They're good. They're focused. They are confident, and they are feeling good. 1-0 lead.
Oh, good stuff from Humpley. I mean, Friel does manage to get the ball stopped there. We'll get the save credit for it, but it's just such a soft touch after the fact. But, of course, the ball just settles down immediately, and with no one rotating back at that moment, ends up being a nice quick goal here for Ashdale. And you can see, once again, a big strike from T, but Winter doesn't get phased at all. Obviously, save that through counter-attack that comes across. We sent through Blue Ninja. ASD will be there, and we'll push it back.
Get back, trying to find the pressure. Here comes the shot. It's on, but saved by Humpley. Follow up, not quite there straight away. Winter now, sidewall. Loses on that 50. Ball slowly falling. Doesn't actually fall in, not this time. Blue Ninja again off the backboard. Still 4 minutes to go. ASD. Put it there. Winter will catch. Backboard down underneath T. No, it's Humpley instead who takes it across the midfield.
Yeah, Humpley was thinking about going for a shot, but it did bounce a little bit too far forward into the center, so wisely rotates around. Winter looking to fight and compete against ASD. Gets the touches to the ball, but ends up being a setup for T, who gets it on through. It will be Blue Ninja who gets it away. Humpley, nice good strike, will try to get it cleared out, but Finches don't want to get the ball back on their side. They want to keep this attack and press it in.
Yeah, that they do as we go from one corner to the other. Blue Ninja underneath. First touch was okay. Now Humpley. Oh, unless that one right, it's going to be Winter now. Coming off the roof, ball down. Not in. Clear coming back from ASD. Caught by Humpley. Who will rotate back into the corner. With that pressure, what does T got? Backboard shot, not there.
I think a real key point there as well is there's an opportunity to grab the boost. Steal it away. So there's little micro bits that you do see from time to time where you're being mindful of what boosts you have and leaving those resources for your teammates to pick up directly afterwards makes such a big difference as well as the game progresses. Winter to send it on through. Blue Ninja goes for a strike. Ain't gonna hit the mark. Ball bounces back down and will go well and truly wide of the goal. T gets the clear this time around. Looks in position. Lovely little touch. We'll send it down. There's going to be Humpley that takes it up, but deflected once again by ASD.
Who will eventually find another deep clear off to that backboard. Here's the shot. No. Backboard again. It's T. No! Oh, no. T could have found that equalizer. Humpley instead starts to bring it back. Blue Ninja gets in his teammate's way. So it's not the cleanest counter. However, real missed opportunity right there for the Pincers.
I couldn't agree more, but as we say that, ASD comes in, manages to read that play perfectly. That's a fantastic pitch that just sent it wide. Humpley obviously having to try and read that bounce very quickly, couldn't get there quite on time. I mean, manages to read it, manages to deflect it, but it's so soft. ASD just comes barreling in, puts it away, and evens it right up.
Yeah, now 2 minutes to go. They're going to see Winter with the reset to the musty ball off the post. It's not quite in. Chat still popping off right now. As Winter. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because my name keeps coming up. Either way, Winter's not going to get that goal. Blue Ninja Not able to follow it up just yet. That a little hint, I guess, as Winter again tries to come up through that corner. Here we go, ball underneath. Still no strike. It's going to be T instead. Oh, with the bump. That should be a goal, but it's not.
Oh, unable to get that one there as well. So just continues to be evened up. The Ninja comes in and will find it in the end. 1 minute, 27 seconds left here. Winter, beautiful little hit into the corner. ASD limited boost to make it work. And ends up sending it through. And I think, are you still reading chat, Formal?
Yeah, no, it's funny. I'm just laughing at it right now. It's it's all good. It is all good. As T is going to get the clear back to the other side.
Well, ASC continuing to push it through. T sends it across. Look, still a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. Pinches can keep their hopes alive. Decent little shot. Winter will handle it nicely. As it goes back in, another center play. Very dangerous. Humphrey will get it out. And control send it through. Friel has to go head to head and will come out on top. The ball just goes straight back on through. Friel, what a crazy shot coming on through off the back of Winter. And that had some quick pace on it. I didn't think anyone realized.
Yeah, I mean, it came off of the defender right there. That was a blue trail, but yeah, nobody expecting the ball to kind of get underneath the defense right there. So we're looking at a tie game. Minute to go. Maybe there's hope for the Pincers as we see Winter off the roof towards the net. Unable to finish.
Well, could be going to overtime. Humphrey up in the air. Used all the boost. Gets the musty. It's kind of a more flick than a musty. That's the way it felt and looked. ASD setting up. T goes for another shot. The attack continues. T's looking in a good spot.
No, that's got to be a goal, right?
Comes in, finds it.
Yeah, it was the double commit that just kind of opened the door, and even though it took a while, Winter just unable to rotate back, so we got a tense 24 seconds right here. This could be another game 5. I said it was going to be one of two ways, right? Either one team steps up or the other team starts to fumble. I'm kind of putting that goal more on the fumble category after that double commit, but let's see, 15 seconds, a chance for redemption. Humpley wants to be there, but ASC is too fast off the backboard.
See, Winter tries to get in there, tries to force it through, but 5 seconds on the clock here, you can see they want to get it away. Maybe
that's good.
That's
good. That's good.
Winter seizes it there. Humphrey able to read the ball, keep it up, and wow, what a way to equalize here with 1 second left on the clock.
I mean, that challenge from Humphrey was about as perfect as you can get, and Winter doesn't get there unless they're pre-jumping full sending. That was so much trust in the team, and they get rewarded with a possible, yes, it is an overtime.
Here we go. That's, like you said, a very tense 24 seconds, and now pressure back on for the Pinches who thought they would be able to get themselves a game at number 5. Now it could be said, all said and done here, of course. The Pinches have scored against Ashdale. They can do it again. We can go to game number 5, but Ashdale, of course, are going to continue the pressure they attack. Blue Ninja sends it on through. It doesn't quite go in. Oh, so close, but no cigar.
That pinch, a little bit too much behind it, but still Winter gets there first. Pressure still coming from the Ashdale side. Winter's going to do it. That's going to be the win. And it goes in Ashdale's favor in OT after a 1 second goal. Ashdale goes to the final.
And we were expecting Winter to perform. And not only did they perform, but so did Blue Ninja and Humphrey. This team put in a huge effort to take the win. And to be honest, I don't want to take anything away from the Pinches. The Pinches were right there with them pretty much the whole way.
Yeah, it was sick. It was just a well-played game from Ashdale from start to bottom. Of course, for the Pinchers as well, we will get to see him in the 3rd place match next week. I'll be curious to see who they'll come up against because I still rate T. I still think T is a fantastic player. I think the team had its moments, but Ashdale as a whole, just that little bit more complete here today.
Well, with that being said, we do have one more game, and then today will be ultimately complete for us, but we will get a quick break up and going, and we'll be right back. So, guys, go grab yourself another drink if you need to, maybe a bit of a snack, because we do have a banger coming up next. Thank you so much for your patience. We are back with the Australian Esports League high school competition for Rocket League, and we continue to press the story here in Division 1. We do remember we actually had a bit of a chance there to commentate on Scott's Gold beforehand. Well, guess what? They're back and they're versing Phoenix Gold. So it's going to be the two gold teams coming at you. Formal, this one's going to be an interesting one because I would say Scott's Gold has their work cut out for them.
Yeah, Phoenix Gold, number 1 seed, undefeated through the group stage. Definitely the favorites here in this matchup, but Scott's Gold looked good. Their attack was dynamic, fun to watch. I just worry what their back half is going to look like because we know how fast and efficient Phoenix Gold can be. It's going to be a tough matchup for the team that we saw win before.
Absolutely, and I do think that, though, the teams are looking ready to jump into it. I'd say we're ready to jump into it as well. You've seen them before. You get to see them again. That's right. It's going to be Phoenix Gold coming on through, and they're going to be fielding out Tauntness, Kim Solomon, and Camo. And on the flip side there, Scott's Gold is going to have MD, Usurp, and Saint.
Yeah, and again, we talk about, how exciting MD was before with some of the shots they were able to hit. Camo and Tauntness each can do the same thing right back. These two have been in the high school league for a while and have always been successful. I mean, already resets coming out, making it look easy on zero boost. It's just the type of team Phoenix Gold can be. So it's going to be a tough matchup for sure for the Scottsdale side. We'll see if they can live up to it. But Tauntness and Camo, and that duo, it's just so scary to me.
Yeah, it's honestly a little bit iconic here in the high school league. Camo can't quite get that last bit of the reset they're looking for as the ball goes low. Tauntness keeps the ball there. This is actually looking like a pretty decent attack coming across from Scott's Gold, and they find it. They do manage to put that one away. MD with a little touch here. Tauntness with limited boost, unable to make it work, and someone came through and demoed out as well, just clearing the gates. And Scott's Gold, that dynamic attack, manages to come through and chip the armor away from Phoenix Gold.
Yeah, that they did, and they're able to turn that into a fair bit of pressure. Here comes Camo again, shots on post and in, and that's the type of placement that makes this side scary. So Phoenix Gold do respond off the kickoff.
Oh, Camo does a little backflip there just to position to be in the right spot. Looks like it was a little bit of a victory dance, knowing immediately they were going to get the goal, to be perfectly honest. A little bit of a crystal ball perhaps available, but like you said, evens things up nice and quick. Doesn't quite get that shot, but it will, of course, throw Scott's Gold off kilter. Camo goes into the center, no one's able to jump into it once again. Someone comes in with a demo, tries to clear away the obstacles that are preventing them from getting goals. Tauntness looking for the double. Almost gets it, but in the end it will not find the mark, and the ball will get cleared.
Go through the corner. Camo can't get it around Saint. Back more towards that midfield. Here comes Camo again, looking for a second play off that sidewall from underneath. Kim Solomon towards the net. Saint has to play in the safety of the corner, but Camo is waiting, burns all the boost. Kim Solomon too far forward, won't be able to turn it into a strike.
The little things that they're doing as well as they press their attacks, they come through and they actually steal away the boost at the same time. Just taking away those resources. Nice little flick overhead. Will allow Camo to just get the airtime needed and put that ball away.
Yeah, they're able to turn that into the goal. What a musty flick, though. Got just enough power to put it in, and Camo now with both the goals for the Phoenix Gold side. I mean, the game's just started. Maybe they were a little awkward at first, but we are starting to see why this team is meant to be feared. Again, another kickoff goal.
Yeah, Tauntness just in the right position, right time. Camo gets the setup through as well. As you can see, just being able to react to that so quickly with limited boost, knowing the angle that they need to make it work. That's a shot they've done 1,000 times. You can see it lands.
Saw it land, saw it come through, and now 3-1 the goal lead. Kim Solomon again, just a perfect kickoff to set themselves up. Finds Camo off the pass. Shot. They were looking for that shot. They're not going to get it this time, but until these kickoffs kind of get settled, I mean, if every goal is going to be an advantage to the blue side, is, oh my gosh, Camo.
What a brilliant little hit. Look at this touch. I think it's just enough to get airtime. You can see Yusuf's like, nope. I just don't have the angle from where they were coming in. If he didn't get that little like dodge touch, I think Yusuf was in the perfect position. He just wasn't expecting him to get it so well done, and this is why they are top of the table.
Yeah, that's why they're just been looking as strong as they have been. Here we go. Touch across that middle. Taunton is there. Lob shot. Usurp and save back on defense. But look at Camo's positioning. Already in that corner. Full boost. Ready to just catch it and put the pressure on with a solo play like that. It's just being a step ahead. 5-1 lead.
Just look at this. You know, like using the wall like it's one of their own body parts. Just, yep, this is my arm. I can use it as I want, as I need. Of course, puts it through. Now 5-1. I mean, look, Scott's Gold came in swinging very strong to get that first goal, but Phoenix Gold have basically taken the rest of this ball under control and are now dictating the story.
Here we go, Camo. Just unable to finish that one right there as the ball comes back into their own corner. 6-7. That's it, right, and it's just another goal. This is getting ridiculous now, Mendrick. 6 goals, and we're only just halfway past the game.
He gets that touch, just gets the beat onto 2 players. Nice little slot between them. I get what you're saying. It is getting a bit ridiculous now. It's just Phoenix Gold well and truly warmed up, pushing ahead. We're getting very close to a Brazil. I feel like if I'm Scott's Gold there, I just want to obviously put one away, deny the Brazil at least.
They've been hunting for. Here we go. Ball off that backboard. Down shot, not in. Just wasn't quite there, unable to finish it. Here comes Totnes again from underneath, looking for that finishing touch. There it is. We got the Brazil.
That's just so simple as well, right? Just, as you can see here, yep, I don't need anything crazy. I just need to make sure that it's going to be in a different position to what the defender expects. Yusuf tries to be there, limited boost, can't really make a pre-jump and follow through afterwards. I sort of guess which way the ball's going to go, and unfortunately guess it will.
There we go. I say, wants to stay with that play. Let that ball fall a little bit underneath. Camo now up with it. Challenge, swing and a miss from User from underneath Kim. Not able to get the chance. As there's more pressure is built. Still, real goal yet as Saint starts to bring it back up the other way. Taunton should have it red. And yeah, the scary thing about this Phoenix Gold side right now is, again, even though their attacks have been just on point with every single touch, they still always have the defender back.
Yeah. They had their formations on point, right? We talk about how amazing these little mechanics are, and it's just overshadowed. As I say that, Kim uncharacteristically does make a miss there, so the Brazil scoreline is broken. And Yusuf, just a nice, simple, strong touch. The thing is that Kim was in position, just a mis-execution of the defense. And I think that goes back to the point we're saying that the formation and spacing from them is still pretty much top-notch regardless.
That has been the case. So 7-2. I mean, realistically, we're not seeing the comeback happening. Kim again just finds Camo. 8-2 now.
And Camo very nonchalantly just sends it in. Nice little touch there. I mean, Kim pushes it past, just muscles it through, and Camo says, yep, no worries, I know what to do here. And then we just do a flick, send it across from that point there. It's going to come across. 8-2 now, like you said, with 1:17 on the clock. And Scott's Gold, we talked about this idea of stemming the bleeding against Scott's Gold. Now Scott's Gold needs to be doing the opposite, stemming the bleeding against Phoenix Gold. Camo pushes it across. MD will get all the boost, so I think they're going to be fine as they send it over. But Kim already in the air challenging. Don't get a chance to breathe against Phoenix Gold.
Not this time. Here we go. MD off the roof. Might get that reset, but Kim does get in that midfield. Time just willing away. Saint trying to do what they can off that backboard. MD still there, and maybe the defense is starting to settle finally. We've seen them not just concede goals straight out the gate, but obviously too little too late. This has been a game 2 angle since about halfway through this match.
Yeah, I feel like we've just been stuck. I mean, look, even as they try to get it out, immediately placed right back in. Camo sending it once again back towards the corner. Big shot from Tornes will be deflected by Surf, but it's just them continuously wearing away at the rock on waves. Eventually the water does win, and it seems to be what Phoenix Gold is feeling like right now.
Yeah, continue to weather away, and well, that game has sort of withered away with Phoenix Gold getting the dominant game 1 victory. Oh boy, 8-2 is a tough one to bounce back from, but it tends to happen. Like, one game will be incredibly one-sided, and then the next game will suddenly be a lot closer, maybe go the other way, but it's also not normally 16 shots to 3.
Especially with I think what was 6 goals in camo, 6 or 5. Don't please pardon my memory there, but it was definitely a large number. Let me just put it like that. 867 points. I get what you're saying there. It was definitely a dominant performance. And hopefully now that Scots Gold has settled a little bit in, perhaps they can bring things back and stem the bleeding. Perhaps even take away the Super Series themselves, but I am not holding my breath here. Scots Gold is just that strong.
Yeah, that they are, and we'll see if they'll get those chances again as off D, boost, and ball. 3 defenders there, and Kim actually from midfield wanted the challenge, winds up making contact with the midfielder, not with the ball itself, and that means the attack will continue. Saint, unable to find that corner touch that was needed. Camo, the most dangerous player on the pitch so far, looks to set up something, but can't get the point.
Yeah, Camo, being lethal, like you said. Get the clear there as well, but it was definitely well saved and well handled by MD, but you could just see the pressure that it was as well. They really had to force the clear directly after. It wasn't going to be something where you can just get control of the ball and then guide it out. I feel like you are just sort of, wrestling the ball for your life. You're saying, all right, cool, let's get out of safety, let's just do it like we hit Camo. We'll get that one out there. Thomas will pass across. Again, another beat, sends it down to the center. And again, like I said, like they just go straight for a clear. It has to be a big one. Immediately give possession back to Phoenix Gold. Saint doing a good job following through the challenge, but like you said, back to this point.
That ball come up and around the corner, but not able to turn into a goal. I'm liking how we're seeing more of a game, though. Again, this is sort of what I was expecting. Game 1 might have gone away from, Scots Gold, but second game, yeah, they're playing more passively, they're playing more defensively, but at least they're holding back this scary offense. Thing is, though, if you go back to what we saw before from Scots Gold, they never really were a counter-attacking team. They need to establish themselves on the attacking half, and they're trying to here and now, but yeah, the defense is just, they swarm the ball, as you catch right there, and they don't get the clear, but they're just tough to get past.
And the thing is, again, it's not one of those scenarios where with Scots Gold where they seem so lethal when they bring the 3 players forward. Phoenix Gold are doing this with 2 players. They've always got that one player sitting relatively far back, not in goal, but in a position where they can, of course, capitalize on the loose ball that goes forward, but can very easily come back if there's a strong counter-attack that ends up being the result of this play or this execution of the attack. So it's a tough nut to crack if you're Scots Gold when it comes to obviously dealing with Phoenix, but you can see Camo gets a beat overhead, ball's going down, and MD will get there in time, but it just feels like it's this time and time again where these very pressure-driven attacks come through from Phoenix Gold, and Scots Gold is just scrambling.
Yeah, it's been a lot of it, and well, I mean, we almost got a Scots Gold clear, but still not quite there. Just, shot on net from behind, still 2 minutes to go. It does feel as if this game can get broken open at any moment with how much we have seen Phoenix Gold on the attack. Bump attempt not there, but it still is a double commit. They'd be able to reset themselves. There's no boost. Yeah, it was bound to happen, Mendrix. It was just bound to happen.
Yeah, it was just, the imminent reality that was in place. Like you said, they just taking the boost away. All of them are literally just running on fumes at this moment in time. It's because of that consistent attack from Phoenix Gold where they're not only just taking the shot, rotating correctly, they're rotating in ways that they can take away, grab as much as they can as well, and just grabbing that boost that's available. Immediately, it feels like as soon as they do let one slip in, now the avalanche starts to happen. It's a bit of a demoralizing moment.
It has been a bit demoralizing as now with a 2-0 lead against a team that's been struggling to generate any offensive pressure, that it might only be 2 points, but it feels like so much more with 100 seconds to go, and especially at times when we've seen the ease in which Phoenix Gold has been able to get the points. I don't know, Scots Gold, they've got to find something unique here. They've got to find some way to break the attack, and maybe that touches it. Off into the corner, Camo, though, the one with possession. Usurp wanted to make a play underneath, but because of the boost, it winds up crossing midfield. The pass didn't connect, but it doesn't matter. They're just so fast to the play.
Yeah, you can see just very confident with the way they move guys the ball out of the danger zone. Really leaves no doubt that someone can actually come in and challenge them. The amount of times that you sort of wait overhead, will they make a mistake? Will the ball drop? Will I be able to just grab something as well? It just doesn't seem to be the case.
No, it hasn't been feeling that case, and it's been that way for a little bit now. Here we go. Oh! Camo almost gets the double, but still sets up Totnes, who just drops it right in. 3-goal lead, less than a minute to go. We're getting dangerously close to sweep territory. I know it's only game 2, Bedrix, but just with the way how they're playing, this has been so impressive.
And it wouldn't be a long stretch to suggest it, right? That's the feeling on it. I mean, just looking at the way Camo also handled that ball as well, like the initial touch for the setup ended up being a flick reset, immediately boosts into it, and obviously uses that reset to force the ball down into a dunking position. It's just these little things that you sort of go through and go, oh wow, like they're thinking that far ahead when it comes to the way that they handle the ball and what they do. Again, these little bumps that they do, you're just rotating into offense, some boost, and a little bump. You know, does an opportunity to get created from it? No, but if there was one, it would be in prime position to take it.
Yeah, and that is kind of what they've been hunting for, but at this stage, 15 seconds. If it is going to happen, it's going to be in game 3 at this point. 6-7 MD gets a bump, and well, actually can't get it past Totnes. I like the bump attempts, though. More of that moving forward. 5 seconds left to go. 2-0 series lead. As soon as it hits 0, why not give him one more goal? Actually, it gets denied. Does not matter. This has been Phoenix Gold Series thus far.
Yeah, we'll send that one away. Just put it down. Yeah, at this moment in time, it's going to be a very tough ask for Scots Gold to come back, but they're just going to have to, right? They're just ultimately, it's the only way they're going to be able to continue to push it forward. It's a tall order, but Phoenix Gold are just on top, and I don't see a real way for Scots Gold to make it work. I'd like to sometimes sit here and sort of manifest what the underdog can do to win. What they can have like quick little improvements on, but right now Phoenix Gold just seems to be edging them out in all categories.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out though. As oh no, wrong preset claimed by Satan. Sometimes those little things are what get into your head. Sometimes they help you. We'll see how it plays out. But I get worried. 6-7 almost gets that opening goal, but MD won't be able to find it.
Continue go through. MD. Good control. Stop short. That's a nice little cross to Yusuf, but it's not going to net them a goal just at this moment in time. Scott's looking to make something working up. I like to see them pressing the attack. I like to see them trying him. Just makes it. What a good little stop. This is like initially a fake into the flick. Let's just see. Yep. Look at that. That there is just a textbook sort of finish. Immediately, like goes for the fake, sets up, big flick overhead. Like once they're recovering from that. And Phoenix Gold is showing us why they are the team to beat.
Yeah, that they are, and already with that early lead, and I see no reason why they're going to slow up now. Totnes almost does them dirty on no boost. I mean, look, even when you look at this other side, though, Scots Gold, we saw what they could do back in the quarterfinals, and I don't want to be super doom and gloom on them. We'll obviously be seeing them play again as well in the third place match next week as Camo finds yet another goal, but it's just what Phoenix Gold does. They put you out of your comfort position. They are that fast, that efficient. It's just a good team, and yeah, it's tough for anybody to find an answer.
So good, they seem to be best in the competition, right? That's the
yeah.
Sometimes
that's why they're the favorites.
That's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles, or you just gotta roll with the rolls. Whatever saying there, insert whatever saying that you want about it. Sometimes that bigger fish is the biggest.
That is the case sometimes. Here we go. Totnes challenge. This is out to Saint as we see the ball come up and around that corner. Is there anything set up? No, not this time. Ball off that backward shot. Oh, that needed to go in. They needed that shot to come back in this one. Not there, and I don't know when the next chance will be.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those matchups where you have to get the goal. It's not one of those things we can, we whiffed one and maybe it'll come back upon us. It's like, no, it will haunt you. You just have to get every little piece of advantage, every little bit of point score that you can get. Just eke that one right on in. Nice little setup here as Camo just finishes it himself. I mean, Kim was in position as well, but I mean, you can just see that setup there. You can see committed attack, Camo gets the beat, and no one is back. And this is one of those things where we'd say, hey, that's the spacing issue that we've been seeing from Scots Gold. I know Phoenix Gold wouldn't have that problem.
What I liked about that one too, though, at the end again was from Camo's how they just fall no boost exactly on the thing, but double commit set it up. We're starting to make little silly mistakes right now on the Scots Gold side. Again, it just it feels like the team has fallen apart a little bit. And I mean, credit to them, the game hasn't blown up as poorly as it did in game number 1. They're still finding defensive passes, so they're still there competing. However, yeah, it's what the best teams will do to you. I am going to be excited to see how Scott's Gold bounce back next week in that 3rd place match, but maybe I'm premature in calling it. There's still half a game to go. I shouldn't call it yet, but we need to see a complete turnaround.
Yeah, there needs to be an insane change happening right here at this moment. And to say that Kim continues the game on its trajectory that we expect it to go. I mean, yeah, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 4 goals, not impossible. Let's be honest, like you said, and we don't want to sit here and make the calls right now. But it has to be some insane drastic change, like Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time. Sort of like tip the tide.
We'll see if that will come into play. As a lot of pressure from the net, but nothing too devastating. As we come back again up through that corner, Kim Solomon unable to finish it. Still 2:14 to go. MD. If anyone's going to bring it back, my liars would be on MD, but yeah, every time he tries to create any sort of solo play, it just gets red.
Yeah, I think as well, it's very clear as well what they're doing. It's just, yep, no worries, we'll rise to the occasion, we'll challenge it, what happens, camo. With the 4 pitch afterwards, just again, making these things look easy. You give them just that increment of space, and they will make a mile out of it every single time. It's just so tough. You have to be doing what they're doing, which is if you're looking to take it to the air and rise, you need to be immediately challenging, giving them no space to breathe.
Exactly, and we saw lots of that before, but here we go.
I mean, game number 2
means
initially amazing. Like they're held in there for quite some time before Phoenix Gold finally cracked the wall.
Yeah, I mean, and credit in that regards too, but I think because they kept it together for so long and then it all fell apart, it can sting that little bit more sometimes as well.
Yeah.
To be that close and just not able to finish. That time keeps slowly whittling down. 1:20 left on the clock at this stage. I don't want to call it a victory lap, but it definitely feels good to be on that Phoenix Gold side. Saint, nice read in the corner. Would love to see Scott's Gold end on the high if they can get something together here. Surf. Well, I mean, Surf. As soon as they touch the ball, they're still just they're asking, hey, let's make it a suspenseful last minute. Give us 5 goals, please. But I don't see that one happening.
Let's just have an overtime. Come on, don't you want to settle this in overtime? The amount of times I've heard that one in competitive. It's just like I'm not sure how I feel about letting you have that many goals just to go for an overtime. Like it would just feel wrong. As I said, that camo with a long shot, just pushing that through. I mean, is that a psycho? It's a psycho.
That was the psycho.
It bounced. It bounced psycho.
It's not. Yeah, I know, but you still claim it. I don't care. That's the closest thing we're gonna get to the bounceless psycho. I think that was insane. Donet's just put that in the highlight reel. They want it. They get another. My goodness. I mean, what do you do? What do you do when your opponents are hitting those shots, man?
Yeah. You at that point, you kind of go, yep, I understand. You can't see it, but my hands are in the air, and I'm just sort of like, I understand. I'm bowing down at this moment in time. That is just, yeah. It's just an understanding at that point. You just go, yep, yeah. I get it, right? There's no ill will. It's just like, yeah, I understand. I get it. Oh, speaking of which, I was saying, still from the presets before. Love for them to get this. I mean, it would be a Brazil goal line, but it'd be nice for them to put that one away.
Timer's ticking down. I don't think we're getting the Brazil, but what we are getting is a Phoenix Gold in the finals. They get the win as the ball hits the ground. The favorites remind us all who they are and to look out to any of their opponents. They're going through. They're in the finals here in term 3.
Yeah, and looking at that there as well, it is going to be, of course, Camo MVP once again. Camo really strutting their stuff throughout this entire series as well, is definitely showing up. But to be honest, I think it's just one of those scenarios where, you know what, they do have their moments where Tortness is absolutely on top of their game and completely controlling the series, and vice versa there for Kim Solomon as well. So I think they just take turns and who's going to be really the driving force in each series.
Yeah, and that's what makes them scary. The three-headed Hydra, right? You never know where those strikes are going to come from. You never know who's going to be leading the charge. And so, oh boy, good luck, Ashdale. That's what I got to say after watching that series. Good luck, Ashdale, because that finals is going to be tough.
It is going to be tough. But you know who makes everything always look very easy, formal? That's right, it's going to be our sponsors that help bring us this competition and everything around there.
Of course, so a shout out and thank you to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Also, power up your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high spec to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need. And Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie McGoring will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au.
Beautiful stuff. And with that, that's pretty much us closing out the day as well. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you, of course, to the admin team, the teachers, the parents, everyone behind the scenes that are making this all work. And of course, show some love to the AEL. Check out their website for the latest events and activations. But until then, we'll see you next week where we can bring you the finals. Have a fantastic weekend.